Today I took in 2 bits of new storytelling media, and I only say new because these specific bits were new to me, but the kinds of characters that are real or believable, the kinds of story writing that is exciting and engaging, has told all of the stories since the Shakespearean, Arthurian, biblical, pick a time period, cave drawings, that people have been storytellers, and the same things always work. The same kinds of characters are exciting. We relate to the same sets of struggles and the causes of stress. And the skin, the outside part, changes. And so today I took in The Eternals. Just came out on Disney Plus. And I also took in the first 3 episodes of the book of Boba Fett, which is also on Disney Plus. It's been out. This is the 3rd episode of 3, but I watched all 3 of them in preparation for this video. But comics, sci-fi, all manner of writing, mythology has kind of led the GetherVerse to where it is, and I want to talk a little bit about how we got to where we are. When we started the GetherVerse, it was a bunch of theater people and dance instructors that were looking for something to do on, I think, a Saturday night, maybe a Friday night. I had played D&D as a kid and always really enjoyed it, so we decided to have that be the activity. Now, my exposure to the fantasy worlds was reading all of my dad's D&D books. I would just spend hours and hours doing that. So I had lots of lore and stories and names and story arcs already swimming around in my brain. For television, I watched Star Trek: The Next Generation and X-Men cartoon series. They all had, and Kung Fu, the original TV series, they all had really talented story artists, story crafters, world builders, that a lot of the stories had morals at the end that I liked. I liked how the characters interacted. I liked the what if part of reality being changed or stretched, or what happens when you introduce a fantastic or scientific element to the human condition. And so storytelling was kind of all around everywhere, and it's something that it seems is less prevalent in today's media and cartoons. Maybe I just got old, but it seems like there's a lot of sensory sales, a lot of push toys and product placement, and frustrate parents and teachers, and the lovable, believable, relatable, epic, long memory characters from some of these shows have been replaced by memes. Not that that's bad, but a meme is more of a single frame story capture instead of like the homebrew universe that I have is just a long form collaborative storytelling that has been done by lots of writers and players over several years. So watching The Eternals kind of revitalized my interest in creating the first homebrew pantheon of deities. The pantheon deities from Greco-Roman mythology, as well as Mesoamerican myth, and a lot of the mythology we've had out here in the real world is present in the GetherVerse. But this is the first time that I'm working on a group of deities completely unique to the GetherVerse. And so far we have 3 of those set in place. We have Chandaj, the Elephantine warlord. All of them are animalians. We have Mitger, the Frogagog, that deals in nature and wild magic. And we have Quetzul, who is a humanoid Alabrihe goddess of life and death. And I love, one of the things I loved about the TV series Once Upon a Time is that they interwove these stories with reality, and they had the stories connect to one another and be woven into reality. Stories like The Flash on the CW, and all throughout comics, they have used real world Earth mythology to kind of expand on things, and in some cases, like Marvel's X-Men with Apocalypse, explaining how and why the pyramids were built. And I really like that about the Eternals that I just watched, that it seemed to be across pantheons, several different mythos being represented across the entire planet. It was really neat to see how they suggested that sci-fi and fantastic elements were present in different historical contexts. And then as far as the book of Boba Fett, that's been almost the opposite, where it's kind of the grimier parts of human nature occur everywhere, and in the Star Wars universe, they've always been incredible storytellers, capturing, this is an alien world, but it still feels like it's an old Western setup. This is an alien world, but it still feels like it's sort of imperial, feudalistic Japan kind of a scenario, or it still feels like it's the Visigoths and Caesar, or it represents things that are familiar in fantastic ways. And so I try to employ that in the GetherVerse storytelling as well. The personal connections and the real character growth and character adhesion and character development is fantastic in the Star Wars universe. And so trying to emulate that with the GetherVerse, try to have, like Mandabark, yes, in its final form was its terrifying mech from the future, time-traveling, long-standing villain. But when he got his start, he was just trying to heal an ailing daughter. That's how he got into the mad scientist gig. And just having that humanness. And Marvel and the Star Wars universe both are really good at humanizing their villains and heroes. So, as far as the takeaway, I would love to hear in the comments a favorite storytelling universe that you really immersed in the characters, or really immersed in the descriptions of how the human, even if human is in quotes, condition played out in a fantastic or scientific scenario. So I love storytelling. We all love storytelling, and hopefully we'll be able to continue finding interesting and new ways to present story arcs. But if you like what we do on the channel here, or you want more of the GetherVerse stories, you can find us on the Discord. All of that's linked in the description. Of course, you can like and subscribe and all that for the channel as well. But the GetherVerse is going on 17 years of a continuous universe, so pretty fantastic, and we're pretty proud of it. And we thank you for being a part of it, for being present and giving us your character suggestions and putting your characters into the world to create stories. And we really appreciate you guys for that. So go out, enjoy some media. If you're a storyteller or a DM or a game master, find ways to integrate the things that you're watching and the stories that other people are telling into your own worlds. So that's my thought of the day. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Thanks, Internet.